طيب بسم الله. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me, inshallah? You guys can hear me? Sound is good? Alright, if you have any questions, we'll try to answer some of them now, if possible, by the permission of Allah. Walaikum salam to Allah. I'm okay, akhi or ukhti. Thank you very much for asking in yourself. Inshallah, you're good. Alright, before we start the Q&A, don't forget about the 25th of this month, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. The fiqh of al-asma al-husna, Allah's beautiful names and attributes. That's going to be part 1 of our monthly workshop. And you can sign up for that, inshallah ta'ala, HadithDiscipleshop.com. The links will be on Facebook, Instagram, bi'idhnillah. Jazakumullahu khairan. Question comes from Michigan, USA. From Initials FA. I'm 18 years old and I have a hard time keeping a beard because I don't find it pleasing on my face. I hope to stop shaving it in the future when I get older. I hope I'm still Muslim. You're still Muslim, bi'idhnillah. Inshallah, you're still Muslim. You still love Allah and His Messenger, and you're still afraid of the fire of hell. Just try your best not to shave it. And if you're weak and you keep shaving it, doesn't mean that you're not a Muslim. Don't allow shaitan to whisper to you like that. Allah knows best. H. Burnsville, Minnesota. Can we take knowledge from innovators if we are beginners in knowledge other than Aqidah? Stay away from that, inshallah. A.M. Winnipeg, Manitoba. Advice for someone who doesn't pray. Pray. It's that simple. Pray. Even if you, whatever other problems or issues you got going on in your life, prayer is only going to make it better. Not praying is only going to make it worse. I'll tell you, initials are in from Maryland, USA. Assalamu alaikum. Advice on fear of being stalked and tracked by cars. Du'as. Well, you got to get rid of that mindset. Anything can happen to you. Anything. Inside of your house or outside of your house. And it's only going to be by Allah's will. So it's no need to be anxious and terrified and scared. Because it's going to happen with or without you fearing it. Put your trust in Allah. Move forward. And make the adhkar of the Quran and Sunnah. Tayyib. H. from Burnsville, Minnesota. Also, what to say to those who say Sheikh Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab killed and fought Muslims? I wouldn't say anything to them. I'm sure he fought and killed people. And I'm sure the people who attack him or slander him or say he was this and that, they fought and killed people too, Muslim and non-Muslim. Allahu alam. Fighting and killing is a staple part of the history of man. Period. Okay, what does that mean? There were wars fought among the companions. What does that mean? Okay, and I will say this, and of course there's a great deal of controversy about Ibn Abdul Wahhab, and that in itself means something. The people are still talking about him and his dawah. But the people are just so fake and they're so hypocritical, and they boo-hoo and they talk all of this academic nonsense and blah, 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 blah. And they talk about Ibn Abdul Wahhab and he fought this and he killed this and he destroyed this and the caliphate and such and such and such and such and such and such. But the same people that they're claiming that he fought and killed and made takfir on and destroyed, how were their empires and dynasties established? Prime example are the Ottomans. And I have a great deal of love and respect for the Ottoman Empire. And so it's not an attack on them in any sense. Okay, are they perfect? No. Were they perfect? No. But I'm trying to make a point here. No one take it the wrong way. Because there are people who go on the other side of extremism and just totally disrespect and give no regard to the Ottomans and what they did for Islam and for the Muslims. Whether you like it or not. Different Aqidah, this and that, Sufi. Whether you like it or not. You have to accept the fact. Okay? The honor and the respect that they brought to Islam and the Muslims. And the dawah that they spread, whether you like it or not, it's a fact, okay? But the bottom line is, the people say that Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab rahimahullah destroyed the Ottoman Khilafah, he destroyed the Islamic Caliphate, he fought the Muslims, he made takfir, he defined the ilah as something different, ibadah as something different, he made up rules about shirk to kill the people, etc., etc. No problem. They're boo-hooing. The Ottomans, who did they fight? How did they establish their Khilafah? Weren't there Khilafat before them? Wasn't it the Mamluks, the Safavids? And there's countless other people, Shia, Sunni, whatever they were, in which there were major, dramatic blood, battles full of blood that they fought. So Ibn Abdul Wahhab wasn't the first person to fight someone. He wasn't the first person to kill someone. He wasn't the first person to fight a Muslim. He wasn't the first person to establish a state. If you read your history, you'll find the Seljuks, they fought people. The Mamluks fought people. The Ayyubids fought people. The Safavids, the Fatimids, they fought people. The Idrisids, they fought people. History books, they're full of bloodshed. Muslim, non-Muslim, Sunni, Shi'i, alike. So get out of here with your fake academic nonsense and your hypocrisy, acting like Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab is the first person to declare someone a kafir. And he's the first person to fight. And he's the first person to establish. And he's the first person to break off. There were countless schisms among the Muslims. There were countless different fragmentations of the Muslim world in Egypt and Syria and in the Levant, way before Ibn Abdul Wahhab was even thought about. So get out of here. Okay, trying to marginalize Ibn Abdul Wahhab and put him in a corner like he's the bad guy and the only one in history to do that. All right? So if you read your history, if you read the history, the true history, you'll find all of this stuff laid out. So whether Ibn Abdul Wahhab was right or wrong in fighting, killing, making takfir, regardless, Ibn Abdul Wahhab was not the first nor the last Muslim to fight for what he believed was correct. Whether he was right or wrong is between him and Allah, the Mighty and the Most High. But don't call your hypocritical, one-sided discussion academic, because it's not academic and it's not keeping it real. And the people that you claim to support and say that the Khilafah was stolen from them by Ibn Abdul Wahhab, they're the same people that fought and killed other people in other empires and other dynasties. And last but not least is the people who always claim and talk about the Ottomans, there was the last Khilafah of the Muslims, they were destroyed. How do you think the Ottomans got into power? And what do you think was the message of the Ottomans? Do you think the Ottomans were going around on horseback, passing out dawah pamphlets? Do you think the Ottomans were studying in non-Muslim universities? The Ottomans were fearless, fierce warriors. And their state stood because of the sword. That's a fact. So don't try to make it seem like they were just some peace-loving people for the modern Western values that you uphold and you call to. Tolerance, interfaith, acceptance of other faiths. There is no jihad, there's only jihad nafs. That wasn't the slogan of the Ottomans. The Ottomans, it was well known, they were warriors. And that was their culture, the culture of Ghazis. They had societies of warriors. All right? So read the history, read the facts. Don't be one-sided. And don't listen to anyone who's presenting history in some politically correct, one-sided, picture-perfect silver platter. Stay away from that person because they have no right talking about academics. And Allah knows best. Next question states, is breast reduction, or where are you coming from? Your name, initials, please. Jazakallah khairan. EA from Valenciennes, France. What type of light books a Muslim can read waiting to learn Arabic? Any books you can. It depends on you. It depends on how good your Arabic is. So if you're talking about reading an Arabic book while you're learning Arabic, there are many books. I would humbly advise you to read Qisasun Nabiyyin. And Allah knows best. Assalamu alaikum. Ali A. Canton, Michigan. What can I do for my father who passed away recently? You can pray for him. Make dua, Allah forgive him. Have mercy upon him. You can visit his friends. Give gifts to his friends. Okay? Make Hajj and Umrah on his behalf. Things like this. And most importantly, try your best to live a legacy that your father left behind. Whatever your father taught you of good, try to practice it and try to spread it and pass it on to others. Tayyib. LA, Houston, Texas. Is Sheikh Yusuf Al-Qardawi a good scholar on fish, it says. Perhaps he meant to say fiqh. I'm wondering if I should read him. No names in the Q&A, like we said. A, in Winnipeg, Manitoba, when following mosque timetable, does the prayer end at the adhan of the next prayer? If the timetable is accurate, then the prayer goes out when the next prayer comes in, with exceptions to certain prayers, such as Salat al-Fajr. Salat al-Fajr goes out before Dhuhr comes in, and Allah knows best. Assalamu alaikum, I'm Bashir from Germany. Is it okay? Name son Iman. May Allah bless you and bless all of the German Muslims. Allahumma ameen. Inshallah, mention your initials and what city you're calling from in Germany. Munich, okay, Leipzig, Cologne, Germany, Hamburg, Berlin, whatever, inshallah. S.A. Janabia, Bahrain. Can a woman take ghusl today if her bleeding stops but she still expects some spotting the next day? And then take the ghusl again in case there's more spotting? It's very simple, inshallah. What's meant by spotting? Is spotting a part of your menstrual cycle, or spotting something which is additional, is discharge, dark discharge, that's not your actual menses? So if you consider it a part of your days, you have a normal standard period that's not irregular, and the spotting is outside of that time, then it's just nothing. As far as the spotting is actual blood, and it's a day or two within the time frame of your menstruation, then no, don't take a preventative ghusl. Just wait, inshallah ta'ala. And if it goes on and comes off, then that's a different question, that's a different scenario with regards to how short the menstruation can be. But oftentimes the menstruation isn't going to be so short if it's normal. And if you have the normal menstruation, the 8th day could be the 7th day. It could be an 8-day menstruation. Clear, inshallah? Allah knows best. Tayyip. VT from Bronx, New York. Sheikh, how do you feel about refutation videos that nitpick scholars and focus on this type of da'wah? It's a problem. May Allah help us all to remain focused. So, sister from UK, England. Gotta put your initials, sister. Jazakallah khairan. S.A. Janabia, Bahrain. Can a woman take ghusl? We did that. Wa yakum. Salam from Karachi, Pakistan. Names and initials, guys. We've been doing this too long now. Inshallah, we'll stop here tonight. May Allah bless you. Thank everyone for following and obeying our rules. Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.